This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
To the broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome. We're live for day 2 here of the 2025 Pete FM Invite Invitational here on MSPN Digital Television at Starry and Bank Field. Coaches are meeting with the umpires right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at who those umpires are. We got Ryan Ingeman and Justin Farkas today. Both of them, 21 games on the season. Entering in today will be games 22 for each of them. Both of them like steak. Ingeman, medium well, and Farkas, medium rare to medium. Ingeman comes from Grand Forks, and Farkas currently lives in Maplewood, North Dakota. And a special note today, it's Justin Farkas' birthday. So be extra nice to him if he calls a strike a ball or a ball strike. It's his birthday. He's allowed 1 or 2 errors. It'll be Ingeman behind the plate calling the balls and strikes, so you don't have to worry about that birthday gift until game 2 when Justin Farkas comes behind the plate. And then we'll have so Ingeman and Farkas will be the umps for the 2 games featuring the Bismarck Governors. This one against Bayport, and then the one coming up after this against Bloomington. And then we'll have 2 different umpires for the 2 nightcap games at 5 and 7:30 tonight, which include the Fargo Post 400 Stars taking on Bloomington and the Fargo Post 400 Stars taking on Bayport. So the Bismarck Governors will be the home team in this contest here, while Bayport will be the visiting team. And that is how things look so far here in this one. The breakdown here, we don't know if that 10-4 record is accurate. Nobody in the entire complex here is able to find an accurate win-loss record for Bayport, but we're going to go with 10-4. Maybe we're being too nice. I don't know. But what we do know is that both teams are 0-1 in pool play. The Governors are currently ranked 3rd in the pool. And the reasoning for that is runs allowed is the first tiebreaker when it comes to wins and losses. So the Governors have given up 4 runs, while Bayport's given up 5 runs, even though Bayport scored 2 runs compared to Bismarck's 1 run. So they Bismarck Governors have 3rd right now in the pool rankings, and they can bump up with a win today potentially, depending on how the other games work out. And the same with Bayport. And then once again, so the key to when you're in 3rd place in the pool, the key is to make sure that you keep your opponent off the scoreboard. That's the number 1 key, and maybe pumping a few runs yourself here. So that's kind of the keys of the game for both of these teams right now. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll have the first pitch right after this. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We're ready to go here. First pitch is 4 minutes early at 11:56 a.m. We're at 79 degrees right now, according to our PA announcer, Brad Anderson, and I'll take his word for it. He's a trustworthy guy. And that will be ball 2. So the first 2 pitches here from Cash Weisenberger, who's your starting pitcher for the Bismarck Governors, wearing the blue jerseys today. Seen him wear 3 different jerseys in 72 hours now. So, and that's ball 3. So Weisenberger out to a slow start here on the 3-0 count. He's tossing him into the glove of Riker Zietz. The batter, by the way, is Brady Dagg. And there's a strike, 3-1. At first base, you have Joey Kralik. At second base, you have Evan Fuchs, shortstop Cooper Miller, the third baseman Jacoby Gruen, Tate Shaner in left, Drew Taylor in right, and straightaway centers Ben Watson. Strike 2 is delivered there, and now a full count here to the batter Brady Dagg. We'll see Ryan Van Gust and Tanner Kahn descending as well here for Bayport. Post 491. And the pitch. The payoff pitch is popped up. And running in here is Tate Shaner, and he will make the grab for out number 1. So a fly out to left for Brady Dagg puts the first out on the board, and it brings us to Ryan Van Gust now, and they'll face pitch number 6 from Cash Weisenberger. And the first pitch here to Van Gust is in for strike 1. And he's going to go to left field as well. Running after it is Shaner. Also Watson coming in, and Shaner will make the grab. So Shaner responsible for the first 2 outs on an 0-1 pitch. Van Gust flies out to left center field, and it's 2 up and 2 down here. And I'll bring Tanner Kahn to the plate now here for the Bayport Post 491, who, according to their game changer, used the Boston Red Sox logo, or one of their variations of it. That's the only information we could find on them. Strike 1 on the fouled away pitch. And this will be pitch 10 for Weisenberger. And that will miss for a ball. We're at 1-1. And a ball. And there's a strike. So we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Once again, the batter's Tanner Kahn. Owen Maslowski is waiting on deck, but there is 2 outs. We'll see if we get to him or not. 2-2 pitch. Weisenberger gets him to swing and miss, and that will end the top half of the first. First strikeout for Weisenberger. 2 flyouts and a strikeout swinging, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bismarck here, and they will bring out the bats when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
All right, welcome back. We are into the bottom of the first. No score here between the Bismarck Governors and Bayport post 491. If you're just tuning in, Bayport's in the red jerseys today and Bismarck's in the darker blue jerseys for day 2 of the MSPN broadcast of the Pete Invite Tournament here at Starry Bank Field. Fargo Post 400 and Bloomington Post 550 won last night, and the Governors and Bayport were the two victims of those two teams from last night. Fargo Post 400 sitting at 1-0. They outscored their opponents 4-1. They're currently first in the pool rankings on the runs allowed tiebreaker. And Bloomington Post 550 1-0, scored 5, allowed 2. They're currently second in the pool rankings. Bismarck currently third, and Bayport currently fourth in the pool rankings. And their first pitch is a strike. Your starting pitcher is Braden Tatro. And Riker Zietz is the batter. We'll see Jackson Herman and Ben Watson this inning as well. And there's a bouncing ball that'll sneak by the diving Trey Hogendorf for the shortstop and into left field for a base hit and a single on a first runner of the game comes 6 minutes in. And that will put Jackson Herman to the plate now here. Herman and Starry Bank Field in the last 72 hours has 1 hit to right field and 3 groundouts to third. First pitch comes across for a ball. It's 1-0 now here to Jackson Herman. He'll take a peek there at Zietz on first, and he'll deliver. And Zietz goes, and that's fouled away, and Zietz will have to come back to first, as that will make the count 1 ball and 1 strike now here to the batter Jackson Herman. Want to make a correction on what I said in the end of the broadcast yesterday between the Governors and the Stars. I made the comment that it was the first time the Stars had beaten the Governors without hitting a home run. I was mistaken in that. It was the second game of the doubleheader on the previous night. They did not hit a home run, so that would have been the correct time to make that statement. So my apologies on that for mixing that one up. I was watching the College World Series on a throw up to second. Safe at second. He's still second. Two and two here to Jackson Herman. So when the Stars are down in Omaha, on the way back from Omaha, this was popped up, and let's see here. Backpedaling is Viola, and it will land foul. We'll have a long strike here. So now I have time to finish the story. So I was coming back from Omaha, and I stopped at a restaurant in Sioux City on the way back to Fargo, and I was watching the College World Series, and it was the Coastal Carolina. It was Game 1 between LSU and Coastal Carolina, and ESPN put a graphic on TV with the Coastal Carolina's catcher's framing ability. And I took a picture of it and sent it to a few friends. I'm like, I highly doubt that ESPN has these stats. It certainly looked like they just took a mouse and clicked a bunch of dots around the strike zone there. But it was his ability to frame balls into strikes, and the graphic said if strikes that were likely balls in the 26-game win streak for Coastal Carolina. So if ESPN can get away with possibly, I mean, who's going to fact check that, right? Then I can get away with an error or two myself here. That's how I look at it anyway. No balls and 1 strike to count here. Ben Watson, the batter, by the way. So 3 pitches and 3 fouled away by Ben Watson, who's gotten a hit on his first at bat in every game the last 72 hours. We'll see if that continues here. Going deep to left and drifts foul and out of play, and now he's faced 4 pitches and he's fouled all 4 of them off. Stay tight at 0-2. couple looks back at Zeitz on second. And this is fouled off again. 5 pitches, and all 5 of them fouled away here by Ben Watson. 0-2 the count. He stays alive at the plate. And there's a strikeout. That's the first time that Ben Watson has not gotten on base on his opening at bat in the game. Last 3 games, he was the number 1 batter. Today, he's the number 3 batter. So he goes down looking. Joey Kralik, the batter now here for Bismarck, and he's going to try and lift one up here, but it won't get past the first baseman, and that'll be in the glove of Brody Eviola, and that is out number 3. So we go to 1 inning complete, and we still have no score here between the Governors and Post 491. We'll be back in a moment here, in just a moment on MSPN Digital Television.
It's payback time.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
Welcome back. We'll see batters 4, 5, and 6. Owen Maslowski, Trey Hogendorf, and Braden Tatro here for Bayport Post 491 to start the top of the second inning. Maslowski here in the 2025 Pete FM tournament is 1 for 2 on his at-bats. Has 1 infield bunt single and also a ground out to third in the game yesterday against Bloomington. And the first pitch of the second inning is inside for ball 1 here. Weisenberger, 13 pitches in the first inning, now pitch 14 right there, and pitch 15 coming up. 13 minutes into the ball game. And the 1-0. Just missed to the outside, so it goes inside, and then he goes outside. He misses on both spots, and we'll see if he can get a strike here on the third pitch of the plate appearance here for Maslowski. Once again, Hogendorf is on deck. Tatro right behind him. We'll see those 2 for sure this inning. And that's outside for ball 3. So on the first batter of the first inning and the first batter of the second inning, Weisenberger gets into a 3-0 deficit on the count. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And you don't normally see a swing on a 3-0 count. But it was likely going to be a strike either way, so I guess you could say no harm, no foul on that one, but it's very unusual to see a swing on a 3-0 count. And he will get walked, so like I said, no harm, no foul. And that will bring us to Trey Hogendorf.
Number 3, shortstop, Trey Hogendorf.
And a strike is called. And they're going to say he was hit. So 2 runners on now as Hogendorf gets hit by a pitch, and that'll be bring up Braden Tatro. Tatro has one hit to center field in the game yesterday against Bloomington. Both that hit came in the first inning of play against Bloomington, if memory serves me correctly. And now they throw back up to second. The runner's going to be caught. There's nobody at third at the moment, and they won't make the throw, and that was likely a smart play there by the shortstop, Cooper Miller, to just let Maslowski take third. Because if he would have thrown it, it's possible that Maslowski would have taken home too. So it remains a 0-0 game on the smart decision by shortstop Cooper Miller. See if his teammates can bail him out the way Cooper Miller bailed them out. And they got him. They got him stealing second. So that's out number one. That takes Trey Hogendorf off the base. And leaves Maslowski alone on third. Ball inside. We're at 2-1 now here to Braden Tatro. Nice hit out into center field, and Watson has it. And tagging on third, Watson will throw it in. Play at the plate, safe. Didn't quite get the throw there in time, but it was really, really close, and it was a good throw by Ben Watson, but Tatro able to beat it out by a couple of steps, and it is now 1-0 Bayport. So Tatro records out number 2 on the sacrifice fly that scores the run. And now the bases are empty for Jesse Maddox. And that pitch comes across for ball 1. Swing and miss. Strike 1. And a ground ball out towards second. Fuchs will pick it up, fire it over to Kralik for the 4-3, and that will retire the Bayport Post 491 here in the top of the second. Batters 5, 6, and 7 for Bismarck when we return after the break. Stay tuned.
When one of us comes up short,
We all come up short.
there's no vape in team.
Think there are only school supplies in your child's backpack? Think again. 5 e-cigarettes were hiding in plain sight. Parents, do your homework.
Learn more about vaping at health.mn.gov/e-cigarettes.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Welcome back. Bottom of the second here on MSPN Digital Television, and a 1-0 lead for Bayport Post 491 over the Bismarck Governors here. We'll see if the Bismarck Governors can respond here in the home half of the second. Once again, as you may have just figured out by what I just said, Bismarck's the home team on the scoreboard in this game here. We're in the dark blue jerseys with white numerals trimmed out in red with the gray pants. Here's the pitch, and foul down the third base line for strike number 1. Evan Fuchs is the batter. We'll see Cooper Miller and Jacoby Grimm as well. Braden Tatro, 14 pitches through the first inning, and that was pitch 15. Here's pitch 16. We're 19 minutes into the ball game. Nice hit, and over the shortstop's head into left center field, and he will earn himself a single off that, and that's a base hit and a base runner for Bismarck, and we'll see if they can continue that here with Cooper Miller coming to the plate.
Shortstop number 19, Cooper Miller.
Miller's had a good 72 hours here at Starry & Bank Field. He has 3 hits and 2 groundouts and 1 pop-out, as that one's fouled away for strike 1 here, and Fuchs will go all the way back to first base. And a strike is called. So a nice pitch over the outer edge of the plate there by Tatro to earn himself an 0-2 count on Miller. He'll set and he'll fire over to first, and back in time is Fuchs safely. And this is a ground ball out towards short. Hogendorf picks it up. He'll skip second, fire it over to first. Couldn't get it there in time, and it will be a infield hit for Cooper Miller.
Batting 7th, number 15, third baseman Jacoby Grimm.
So now Bismarck in business here. They got nobody out. Runners on first and second. There's the possibility that Grimm might be given the signal to square up for a bunt here. We'll see if that's the case or not. And he will indeed square up, and he'll bunt it foul down the third base line. That'll be strike 1. See if he can square up and keep it fair this time around. Third baseman playing in. First baseman playing even further in. He will square up. And outside for a ball. 1-1. And he'll bounce it. Nice bunt down the third base line. And will he run it out? Yes, he will. The bases are loaded. It's a bunt single for Jacoby Grimm, and that will bring us to
Batting 8th, number 10, right fielder
Drew Taylor. Lost my spot on the lineup card there for a moment. Nobody out, bases loaded for Bismarck, and Drew Taylor needs a base hit to give Bismarck the lead. He'll foul it out of the box for a strike, and it's 0-1. I should clarify that. He needs a base hit into one of the gaps in the outfield to give them a lead. Otherwise, it might just be a tie game. We'll see. 0-1. And that's low for ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. Evan Fuchs on third, Cooper Miller on second, Jacoby Grimm on first. The runners on for the Bismarck Governors, looking to capitalize on this big opportunity with the bases loaded and nobody out. Drew Taylor, Tate Shaner's on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And in the left field, that's going to score at least 1 run. And they will indeed pump the brakes on Miller at third. Fuchs scores, and the game is tied at 1. Runners advance 90 feet. Miller to third, Grimm to second. Taylor on with the base hit RBI single, bringing up Tate Shaner.
left fielder Tate Shaner.
So still nobody out. Now a tie ball game here, and Bismarck still in business. Looking really, really good at the moment here for the Governors. That is the 5th hit of the ball game here for the Bismarck Governors already. Here's the pitch. And that'll be a strike. Shaner maybe thought about it, but let it go by for a strike. And he'll fall behind in the count 0-1. But still nobody out, so it's a good problem to have. And it gets hit. And that is the worst case scenario. You bring in a run on a bases loaded hit by a pitch. And Bismarck takes the lead as Miller will score on that play. And Riker Zietz now with his team with a 1-run lead He's 1 for 1. He popped a single into left field on his first time to the plate. We'll see if he can do it again or not. 2-1 Bismarck here in the bottom of the second. And the pitch. And that's fouled off to the right side of the broadcast booth for strike number 1. And this is a high fly ball to center field. Running in is Jack Cruz. And Grimm thought about tagging on third, and they'll hold him up. The fly ball wasn't quite deep enough. So that's out number 1 now. Riker Zeitz fly out. I'll bring up Jackson Herman now. 0 for 1, struck out looking last time he was at the plate. We'll see if he can do one better as Ben Watson moves into the on-deck circle, and you definitely want to try and get Herman to ground into a double play possibly. That's a high fly ball to center, and it will... They're going to try and score the run, and he will score over to third. He is safe up to second, and first base is open. So a sac fly for Jackson Herman. The runners advance 90 feet each. And now Ben Watson, who struck out his first time up. He went down looking after fouling away 5 pitches in a row. He took the 6th pitch looking and struck out. And now he has an opportunity to really break this open for Bismarck. He'll foul that one away, and he has fouled off 6 of the last 7 pitches he's seen now here in this game. Little high for a ball, I think. Yep, 1-1. Drew Taylor on third, Tate Shaner on second. The runners on for the Governors. Ben Watson 0 for 1, struck out looking. And he'll take this pitch and he'll send it to left field. And it is going to be caught by Ryan Weingust, and that will strand 2 on base, but they get 3 across, and they take a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the second. The Governors will go to the top of the third and see if they can keep the score at 3-1 when their defense when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Welcome back. 3-1. The Bismarck Governors score all 3 in the bottom of the second. RBI single to left, followed by a bases loaded hit by a pitch, and then a sacrifice fly to center are the plays that scored runs 1, 2, and 3. Brody Eviola will start the way here for Bayport in the top of the third. We'll see Jack Cruz and Brady Daig, batters 8, 9, and 1. And Cash Weisenberger will toss pitch 28 here. We're 29 minutes into the ball game. And that is in for a strike. Nice pitch there by Weisenberger. Eviola grounded out to short yesterday, in the game against Bloomington. That was his only at-bat. For those who don't know, at-bat and a plate appearance are similar but different. If you get walked or If you get walked, it's a plate appearance. If you do something else, if your bat makes contact with the ball and it results in an out of some sort, or you say you reach on an error, then that would be considered an at-bat. While everything else that didn't result in contact with the ball would be a plate appearance. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 3. Full count now here to Brody Eviola. And a ground ball to second. Fuchs picks it up. Kralik has it. 4-3 ground out. Apologize for the hiccups there. I haven't even had anything to eat or drink yet, so I don't know why I have the hiccups. One away for Jack Cruz now. He'll take the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Cruz laid down a bunt single yesterday against Bloomington. That was his only at-bat yesterday. And a line drive shot to the shortstop, Cooper Miller, for out number 2.
Second baseman number 13, Brady Digg.
So Brady Digg will try and keep the inning going here. We're back to the top of the order now for Bayport. Digg 0 for 1, a fly out to left field on his last plate appearance, last at bat. Pitch is in for ball 1 here to Brady Digg. Fouled off, and we're at 2-1 on the count now here to Brady Digg. Once again, around the bases for Bismarck. Weisenberger pitching, Zietz catching, Kralik at first, Fuchs at second, Miller at short, Grimm at third, Shaner in left, Taylor in right, Watson in center. And ball 3 here from Weisenberger on Digg. Ryan Van Gust is the batter on deck. And this is a ground ball out toward Miller at short. He'll pick it up, fire it over. It's a scoop and an out. And that's a 1-2-3 inning here for Bismarck on Bayport. We go now to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll see if Bismarck can add to their 3-1 advantage here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We're back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Joey Kralik will come to the plate here for the Governors. We're 34 minutes into the game as we enter into the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Starion Bank Field. And the first pitch is a little bit low for ball number 1. Swinging and a miss, strike one here. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Joey Kralik. He would pop out to the first baseman last time he was at the plate. Had some thunderstorms roll through the area last night as Kralik gets hit by a pitch. And that'll bring up Evan Fuchs, who's 1 for 1 with a single to left.
Second baseman, number 9, Evan Fuchs.
But as I was saying, some thunderstorms rolled in about, I think it was about 1:45 in the morning last night. But they rolled through rather quickly. By about 2:10, 2:15, the storms had moved through the Fargo area. But they had dumped enough rain to cause some delays here in the FM Pete tournament. We're fine here at Starry Bank, their field. They're fine over at Youngfield in West Fargo. Jack Williams is delayed. They're looking at a 1:30 start for their first game that was supposed to start at 12 noon as their field got flooded. And we kind of predicted that last night in our broadcast. In the Bayport Bloomington game, I kind of referenced to that possibility, and it came out to be a true, accurate statement. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Evan Fuchs. There's strike 2. I haven't checked the forecast. I'm not sure if anything's going to roll through tonight or not, but. And back-to-back batters hit by a pitch. So 2 runners on now for Cooper Miller, the shortstop. 1 for 1 on an infield single on a play right on the edge of the dirt and grass in left center where Trey Hogendorf is playing shortstop. He hit a hard ground ball that Hogendorf was able to snag with his glove, but he had to make a diving play for it, and he was out of position to make a throw to first, and Miller was able to run it out easily on that scenario, on that situation. So Kralik on second, Fuchs on first, Cooper Miller the batter, swinging a miss for a strike, and over to third. They might have him. Yes, they do. Fuchs moves to second, but Kralik gets caught stealing third. And the pitch came across as a strike to Cooper Miller, so it's 0-1. And Miller will pop this one up first base side and out of play. They will not be able to make a play on that one. So foul for strike 2. Jacoby Grimm is on deck. If double play doesn't occur, we'll see him next. And this is a ground ball that'll sneak by Hogendorf into left field. Rounding third is Evan Fuchs. He will score. Up to second. He will dive into center field, and Miller will get an RBI double on the play. And it was now 4-1 in favor of the Bismarck Governors.
Third baseman number 15, Jacoby Grimm.
So Jacoby Grimm will step up to the plate now with his team leading by 3 here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. And a ball. 1-0 to Jacoby Grimm. 1 for 1. He laid down a bunt last time he was up and ran out the throw at first. That loaded the bases, which eventually led to 3 runs, all scored with the bases loaded. The first 2 with the bases loaded, and then on the second run that scored, it opened up first base, and if I remember correctly, it was either a walk or a hit by a pitch that reloaded the bases, and then a sacrifice fly scored the 3rd run with the bases loaded. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Jacoby Grimm. Drew Taylor on deck. Possibly see Tate Shaner this inning. Runner on for Bismarck is Cooper Miller on second. It's 1-2 apparently. Because I forgot to enter in the last fouled away pitch. That's why it was. All right, ground ball. They'll sneak by. The diving Brady Day gets second. And rounding third is Cooper Miller. The throw will come, and he's safe. It is a 5-1 game on an RBI single by Jacoby Grimm. And Bismarck continues to roll here in the second and third innings of play.
Right fielder number 10, Drew Taylor.
Drew Taylor, now the batter. They'll catch the edge for a strike there. Taylor 1 for 1, singled to left field last time he was up. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think that scored the first run of the game. And it's a ball up and in. 1-1 the count now. That's 50 pitches for Tatro. 38 strikes, 12 balls, according to my numbers. And that is popped up. And out of play, out of camera view there. And it'll drop for a fouled away pitch, and it's 1-2. And he'll rip this one out towards third. Look at second, and that'll be an error. Jacoby Grimm will advance to third. Taylor will get on with a fielder's choice.
Left fielder number 17, Tate Shaner.
So that puts runners on the corners now here for Tate Shaner, who was hit by a pitch last time he was at the plate. 1 out. And this is a ground ball right back to the pitcher, up to second, over to first. They will not get him. The run will score. And another error on the play will advance Shaner to second. So let's see if we can sort that out here. So Shaner will reach on a fielder's choice. Jacoby Grimm will score. Taylor will advance to third on an error. And Shaner to second on the same error. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. Taylor was out on the play. So Shaner's the lone runner on base here for Bismarck. So that one's fouled away for a strike. And it's 0-2 now here to Riker Zietz. 1 for 2. A single to left and a fly out to center. And a 6-1 lead for Bismarck. That one goes to center field, and that will strand the runner on base. And we will go now to the fourth inning of play. Bismarck gets 3 more in the bottom of the third. 3 in the second, 3 in the third, and now they take a 6-1 lead on a pair of errors and a couple of hits, and they leave a total of 4 on base here in so far and through 3 innings of play. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
It's payback time.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back. 6-1 lead for the Bismarck Governors. So far in the tournament here, they have outscored their opponents 7-5 now. So that'll keep them in third place at the moment, depending on the result of their game against Bloomington, which is coming up right after the conclusion of this game. Bismarck will have a chance to move into second place if they can win this game and they can defeat Bloomington. Check swing didn't matter. It was a strike anyway. It's Ryan Van Gust, the batter. And it's 0-1 here to Ryan Van Gust here in the top of the fourth. Tanner Kahn, Owen Maslowski will bat this inning as well here for Bayport, post 491. And that pitch is low and out for a ball. It's 1-0 Detroit Tigers. As that game started about 20 minutes ago approximately. And let's see where they at. They're in the bottom of the second right now. Game being played in Detroit. And that one will escape into the backstop. Bailey Ober's on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. And this will be a base hit out into right field. Or way, maybe not. Maybe not. Nice grab there by Drew Taylor.
Taylor with a nice grab in right field for out number 1. Brings up third baseman number 24, Tanner Kahn.
So, first out, and brings up Tanner Kahn. He struck out swinging against Weisenberger last time he was at the plate. And the first pitch from Weisenberger comes in for a high inside ball, 1-0. Once again, our umpires today are Ryan Ingeman, who is calling the balls and strikes behind the plate, and Justin Farkas, who has a birthday today. And he is out on the base path calling the rest of the action. It's the 9th and 10th umpires who have done a game here at Starion Bank Field this season. One-two. And a grounder to short. And it will be Miller over to Kralik for the 6-3 and out number 2.
Catcher number 22, Owen Maslowski.
Maslowski will step to the plate now. So 2 away. And Maslowski was walked last time, so he's 0 for 0. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0 here to Owen Maslowski. Maslowski grounded out to third and laid down a bunt single yesterday against Bloomington. This one popped up, and looks like Kralik's going to call off his teammates, and he'll secure it in his glove for out number 3. That is a quick ending of play there for the Bismarck Governors. 9 up, 9 down for Bayport in the last 3 innings of play. And we will be back with more here in just a moment. Stay tuned.
When one of us comes up short,
we all come up short.
There's no vape in team.
Think there are only school supplies in your child's backpack? Think again. 5 e-cigarettes were hiding in plain sight. Parents, do your homework.
Learn more about vaping at health.mn.gov/e-cigarettes.
Yeah, I just picked her up. We should be there in 20 minutes.
Who is it? Oh, it's him. Where is he?
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, we have some changes here for Bayport. Let's see here. It's got 2 of the 3. I'm still looking to see who's the third baseman here. It appears to be. Grab the binoculars here. I can't quite see. Number 13. All right, so now we got everything straightened out. So Brady Dagg moves from the pitcher's mound to third. Braden Tatro moves to second base, and Tanner Kahn comes from second to the mound here to take over the pitching responsibilities here for Bayport 491. And he will face batters 2, 3, and 4. Herman, Watson, and Kralik for the Bismarck Governors here when we return to action. Here comes Herman right now. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking, and scored, I believe, his run number 5 on a sacrifice fly to center field last time he was up. And a ground ball out towards short, running up on it is Hogendorf, and he will get it in time. It's a 6-3 ground out. Not the easiest 6-3 ground out that you've seen, but they did get the job done. Ben Watson now, who's 0 for 2, surprisingly 0 for 2. Strikeout looking and a fly out to left on his most recent trip to the plate. Now he stands all alone with nobody on base and 1 gone. Takes the pitch high and in for a ball, Ben Watson does, so it's 1-0. We're 52 minutes into the ball game now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bismarck has the 6-1 lead on the Mandy's FargoND.com scoreboard, where you can find something for everyone. Ball 2. Top of the 3rd now. Detroit still leads the Twins 1-0. And not anymore. A home run to left field has just tied the game. It was a 2-run homer by Byron Buxton, so the Twins take a 2-1 lead now. And this one's popped up, and foul. So we're at 2-2. And ball 4 will walk him.
First baseman number 34, Joey Kralik.
And a ball is called. 1-0 here to Kralik. 0 for 1, fly out, or I should say a pop out to the first baseman, and then he was hit by a pitch as well. Kahn will step off, and Watson will retreat back to first as Kahn takes another look at him. And he'll deliver the pitch. And it's in for a strike, and we're at 1-1 now here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Runner will go. Throw up to second is not in time, and Watson will steal second. It will result in a strikeout, though, for Kralik. And now Evan Fuchs will take the batter's box, 1 for 1. Single to left and hit by a pitch. And this one's going to be popped up. And no play will be made on that one. Move that camera a little bit so we can get more of that foul territory on the first base side. So appreciate your patience as we readjusted that. One the count here to Fuchs. And a strike. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to Evan Fuchs. Cooper Miller waits on deck with 2 away. We'll see if we get there or not. And the pitch will drop in for ball 3. So full count now here to Evan Fuchs. Nearing the 1 hour mark. We're 57 minutes in right now here in the bottom of the 4th. And that one's way outside, and we'll have another walk. They'll throw it up to second, and Watson's safe. They'll bring up Cooper Miller now.
Shortstop number 19, Cooper Miller.
Cooper Miller is a triple and home run shy of the cycle. He has a single to the left and a double to left. Actually, the single was more of a infield, just crossed the line into the outfield single, or a deep infield single, however you want to look at it. And then the double was a no-doubter into left field. Two away, and the pitch is in for ball 1. Once again, 2 runners on, first and second. Watson on second, Fuchs on first for Bismarck. And Tanner Kahn will toss pitch 19 since coming in the bottom, or coming in this inning here. So with 2 away, he's about to toss pitch number 20. And he's still in his first inning of work. And that is going to be popped up. Running after it is Maddox, and he will make the grab, and that will retire Bismarck here as they leave 2 stranded on base. And we move now to the top of the 5th inning with your score. The Bismarck Governors 6 and the Bayport Post 491.
Medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
All right, welcome back. Trey Hogendorf will be the batter here for Bayport. Weisenberger pitched 51 here. And right up the middle into center field, and that'll be good for a base hit. Watson will come up, scoop it up, and hold Hogendorf to a leadoff single.
Second baseman number 6, Braden Tatro.
Braden Tatro scored the only run of the game off his bat, or as a result of his bat, when he sent a sacrifice fly to Ben Watson. Watson made a terrific throw back and nearly tagged out the runner, but the runner had a couple of steps on the throw. But man, it was almost a close play at the plate there. And that accounts for the lone run of the game so far here for Bayport. And he'll tip that one foul. We're at 0-2 now here to Braden Tatro. Once again, the runner on is Hogendorf on first. He'll get a slight lead off here. And they'll deliver the pitch. And did he hit the corner? No, he missed. Ball one. Ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike fouled away, ball and ball. We've eclipsed the 1 hour mark of the ball game now. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first is Hogendorf. And that one he'll take second, and it will be a strikeout on Braden Tatro. Put the first out on the board. Hogendorf does successfully steal second as Tatro strikes out. And that brings up Jesse Maddox now. And Maddox will foul the first one off for a strike. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman, Evan Fuchs, last time he was at the plate. And a ground ball bouncer over the pitcher. A couple bounces. Fuchs picks it up. And the ground ball will advance Hogendorf to third, and there's 2 outs.
First baseman number 20, Brody Eviola.
Brody Eviola is the batter now. Eviola is 0 for 1, grounded out to Fuchs, second baseman, on his last at bat. In the pitch. And that'll miss for a ball. And now coming home, and he will score. So it is 6-2 now in favor of Bismarck, as Hogendorf will come home on a pass ball / wild pitch, whatever, kind of a mix of both there. 1-1, and the bases are empty now. Here for Brody Eviola, excuse me. Want to make sure I pronounce that right. If I don't, it probably doesn't sound too good. Nice pitch there. Got the corner there by Weisenberger. 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to Brody Eviola. And he'll hit him. Now put him on base and bring up Jack Cruz.
Center fielder number 8, Jack Cruz.
Time is called as we'll have a visit to the mound here for Bismarck. And we'll see if Weisenberger stays or goes. Looks like it'll just be a friendly conversation at this point in time. Well, an hour and 5 minutes into the broadcast. Other games today at approximately 2:30. After this game finishes up, the Governors will take the field once again, and they'll take on Bloomington Post 550. And then we'll take a short break after that game, and at 5 o'clock, we'll have the Fargo Post 400 Stars taking on Bloomington Post 550. And the nightcap, it'll be Bayport returning to the field at approximately 7:30 tonight to take on the Fargo Post 400 Stars. Bayport doing the best they can. They only have 9 people on their roster. And if you're not familiar with baseball, it takes 9 people to fill all the positions defensively. So that means there's nobody in their dugout. If somebody gets injured, they'll have to figure out a way to play with 8 players. One 0 pitch. That one is sent foul. And a strike is called. We're at 1-1 now. Check that 1-2. And that one is heading out into left field. It's a base hit. That'll move Eviola up to second. Cruz is on with a single. Brings up Brady Dagg as we move to the top of the order here.
Third baseman number 13, Brady Dagg.
The second, or check that, the second base hit of the game here for for Bayport. 2 runs, 2 hits. They've committed 2 errors, and surprisingly, they have left nobody on base here in this game up to this point. As he takes the strike there, Brady Dagg's 0 for 2, fly out to left and a ground out to short. The Governors have left 6 on base up to this point in the game. And a foul ball down the first base side for strike number 2. So no balls and 2 strikes now here to Brady Dagg. Ball 1. And that one's going to be popped up, third base side. And he has the catch. Jacoby Grimm right beyond the Bayport dugout will secure out number 3. They leave 2 runners on base, and as soon as I say they've left nobody on base, they leave 2 on base here in the top of the 5th. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with the bottom half of the 5th right after this. Stay tuned.
When one of us comes up short,
we all come up short.
There's no vape in team.
Think there are only school supplies in your child's backpack? Think again. 5 e-cigarettes were hiding in plain sight. Parents, do your homework.
Learn more about vaping at health.mn.gov/e-cigarettes.
All right, welcome back. We head to the home half of the 5th. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. It'll be at our 7, 8, 9, the bottom of the order here for the Bismarck Governors. Jacoby Grimm will lead it off. He's 2 for 2 with a bunt and a single. We'll see Drew Taylor and Tate Shaner this inning, scheduled batters as well. Tanner Kahn will toss pitch 21 to Jacoby Grimm here. High for ball 1 here to Grimm. Once again, he's 1 for 1. Laid down a bunt single, and then he got a single to right field to get on base on both of his at-bats here. And he'll duck down. That one will go over his back, and it's ball 2. Two-0 pitch and check swing foul for strike 1. Didn't intentionally hit that. Pitch was just in the right spot to earn the strike. Deflecting off the bat there. And the 1-2. Now it's 2-1. It turns into 3-1 now. They are tied at 2, moving into the top of the 4th there for the Twins and the Tigers, so we'll keep you updated on that game. This one's popped up, and it looks like Eviola might have it. No, he will not. It'll be a foul ball, and we'll move the count to a full count at 3-2. So payoff pitch coming up here for Tanner Kahn. He'll wind up and deliver, and he hits him. That's the 4th Bismarck batter hit by a pitch in this game. Puts a runner on, brings up Drew Taylor.
Number 10, Drew Taylor.
He's 1 for 2, a single to left, and reached on a fielder's choice as well. That fielder's choice resulted in an error where his teammate ended up being safe anyway. Grimm will deliver as the bunt is squared up, and the throw up to second will be in time. They got him. Jacoby Grimm gets caught stealing second. And that pitch came across as a ball to Drew Taylor, so it's 1-0. With the bases empty now. Ball 1. Or ball 2, excuse me. Ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Drew Taylor. And we'll see if Kahn can cash in his free strike coupon here. We saw, it was a Bayport batter, but we saw a batter swing on a 3-0 count in this game. And he will indeed get that free strike. Ooh, and I thought for a moment it hit him, but it hit the very bottom of the handle of the bat, the knob on the handle of the bat. It deflected off that. So it'll be a foul ball, and we got to be at a full count. Back-to-back full counts to back-to-back batters, and he hit the last one. And the pitch. And he hits him again.
Left fielder number 17, Tate Shaner.
So Tate Shaner, that's the 5th hit batter, and Tate Shaner was one of those 5 hit batters earlier in the game. He's 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, and reached on a fielder's choice. One and 0 to Shaner. Hour and 15 minutes in here in the bottom of the 5th, and a 6-2 lead for Bismarck. Runner will go. Throw up to second is going to be not, well, it would have been in time if he would have held on to it. And Drew Taylor safe at second. And that one's sent up high, and it will go foul. 2 balls and a strike now here to Tate Shaner. On deck is Riker Zietz. 1 out. So there's a chance that we'll see Zietz unless a double play happens. And the pitch. And that one is going to right field. Running in is Maddox. He will make the catch. And the Taylor will stay put on second. So that's out number 2 and brings up Riker Zietz.
Catcher number 6, Riker Zietz.
Ball 1. Zietz 1 for 3, a single to left, a fly out to center, and another fly out to center. Ball 2. A little high on that pitch there. Elevated fastball. Ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike and out here to Riker Zietz. And the 3-1. Outside, walked him. So the walk will put 2 runners on, first and second. Bring up Jackson Herman.
Jackson Herman.
And Herman will go to center field. Should be a catch for Cruz, and it is, and that will take care of Bismarck. They'll leave 2 stranded on base, and we go now to the 6th inning of play, and Bayport trailing by 4 by the score of 6-2 after 5 complete. Those numbers are accurate. They have left 8 on base now here, the Governors have, and we'll be back with the 6th inning right after this. Stay tuned.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, new pitcher on the mound is Ben Watson. That moves Tate Shaner to center field. Jacoby Grimm over to left. And the only one I haven't figured out yet is the new third baseman. And the third baseman will be Evan Fuchs. So that means we also have a new second baseman.
For Bayport, outfielder number 14, Ryan Van Gunst.
No jerseys on the front of the blue jersey. No jersey numbers on front of the blue jerseys here for Bismarck. So we'll get the second base updated here in just a moment. Ryan Van Gunst is the batter now. And he'll take the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0 here to Van Gunst. And they'll call that a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Van Gunst, pair of flyouts, one to left and one to right field. The 1-1, and they're calling it a strike. First. High and in for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to Van Gunst. Swing and a miss, and Watson strikes out the first batter he sees.
Pitcher number 24, Tanner Kahn.
The new second baseman is Jackson Herman. So to reset, you got Joey Kralik at first, Jackson Herman at second, Cooper Miller, the shortstop, Evan Fuchs at third, Ben Watson now pitching, Jacoby Grimm in left field, Tate Shaner in center field, and Drew Taylor in right field is how the Governors are set up defensively now. 1 ball, no strike here to Tanner Kahn. And now make it 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see if Watson can come back with a strike here. The Tigers have taken the lead in the bottom of the 4th. They now lead 3-2 here. There's 2 away and a runner on base for the Tigers. Once again, that's in the bottom of the 4th, and they lead by 1. That one's sent out into center field, and it will find the gap between center fielder Tate Shaner and right fielder Drew Taylor. It'll roll all the way to the fence, and Tanner Kahn's on with a double.
Catcher number 22, Owen Maslowski.
Owen Maslowski's 0 for 1. Pop out to the first base, or a walk, and then a pop out to the first baseman. And a ball is called, 1-0. And that one's going to get away here. And that will allow Kahn to get the third. Tigers have just hit a 2-run homer, and they now have a 5-2 lead on the Minnesota Twins. And that's a fly ball to center field, and backpedaling, and he makes the grab. Tagging on third is Tanner Kahn, and the throw will be cut off, and he will score. And Bayport, post 491, has cut the lead in half. It's 6-3. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Owen Maslowski. Trey Hogendorf hit by a pitch and a single to center field. And Hogendorf sends this one to right center, and diving for it was Shaner. He couldn't get to it, and that will result in a base hit and a single. And I'll bring up Braden Tatro.
Second baseman number 6, Braden Tatro.
Watson will check the runner. He'll set and deliver. Got a strike in there to Tatro, 0 for 1. Tatro also 0 for 1 with a sac fly to center and struck out looking last time he was at the plate. As Watson sets after taking a peek at first. He'll wind and deliver. And he'll just miss for ball. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike now here to Braden Tatro. Jesse Maddox is the batter on deck here for Bayport. 1-1. And over to first, and he's back in time. Ball 2. Three balls and a strike now. Strike, ball, pick off attempt, ball, strike. In that order so far. Watson over to first. And Hogendorf back in time. And he'll walk him. It's ball 4. It was a little high on that pitch, and I'll put 2 runners on. And that will bring us to Jesse Maddox.
Jesse Maddox.
He's 0 for 2, a ground out to the second baseman and a ground out back to the pitcher. And they're calling that a ball. 1 ball, no strike. There's a strike. Nice pitch there by Watson. Starting to battle back now after falling behind on the count 2-0. And it's now 2-1. They're going to the middle of the 5th. And Detroit has the 5-2 lead still. He's going to run that out. It'll be an infield hit that will load the bases for the first time in the game here for Bayport.
First baseman number 20, Brody Iviota.
But first, the Governors are going to talk things over here with Watson and the rest of the team as they find themselves in a 2-out bases loaded situation here as we approach the 1 hour, 29-minute mark of the ball game. Once again, coming up next, it's the Governors taking on Bloomington post 5:50. That game's scheduled for a 2:30 start. We're at 1:25 here in the top of the 2 outs, so we should have just shy of an hour break between games if this continues to go as expected here. Brody Eviola, 0 for 1, ground out to second, and a hit by a pitch. And Watson will toss it over. They'll strand 3 on base, and that will get them out of the bases loaded jam here in the top of the 6th. Coming up for Bismarck, it will be batters 3, 4, and 5. Watson, Kralik, and Fuchs when we return after the break. Stay tuned.
It's payback time.
It's not fun being the target of rude behavior. Sports has many traditions, but bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. This message brought to you by MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back. 6-3 in favor of Bismarck. Bismarck scored 3 in the second, 3 in the third. They have not scored since then. Bayport has scored 1 in the fifth and 1 in the sixth to trim the lead in half, but they still got a little ways to go. We'll see if Watson and the Governors can add some more runs back to their 3-run advantage. And he will pop this one into shallow right, and it'll be good for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Ben Watson here in the bottom of the 6th. And that will be the 8th hit of the game for the Governors. And that'll bring up Joey Krolick now. Ball 1, the pitch there to Krolick, who's 0 for 2. Pop out to the first baseman, hit by a pitch, and struck out looking. And this one is going to left field. It's going to be a base hit, and I'll move Watson up to second. 2 runners on, and that brings up Evan Fuchs. Back-to-back singles here for the Governors to open up the bottom of the 6th. He'll show bunt. He'll bunt it down the first base line, and it will roll foul for a strike. Fuchs with a single to left. He was hit by a pitch, and then he was walked. So he's reached base on all of his plate appearances so far today. He's only turned 1 of those into an at-bat so far. And that's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Tigers have added another run. They're up 6-2 now over the Minnesota Twins in the bottom of the 5th. And now the 5th inning has just come to an end with a fly out to center field. So they're going to the 6th there between the Tigers and the Twins. Tigers up 6-2. And that bunt will miss, and it'll be called foul because I believe it did hit the bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Fuchs will not square up here unless Bismarck has some sort of trick for a 2-strike bunt up their sleeve that I'm not aware of. And that one will bounce away, and that will allow Krolick and Watson to move 90 feet from first and second to second and third. It'll also even up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Evan Fuchs. So, nobody out. And a base hit could get the 2 runs that they gave up in the 5th and the 6th innings to Bayport back in 1 swing of the bat here. See if he can get it. Strike 3. Got him. Not this time around. And it'll be out number 1. And it'll be up to Cooper Miller to try and get that job done now. Tanner Kahn with 50 pitches now, but only 22 of them have been considered strikes. And that's going to left field, or center field, on the left side of center. And tagging at third, and the throw is off the mark, and now going to third is Krolick. The run will score. It's 7-3, and Krolick is safe at third. So Miller with a sacrifice fly to center.
Left fielder number 15.
That scores Ben Watson from third, and then Kralik advances to third on an error from the pitcher who had made a bad throw to home. And that brings up Jacoby Grimm, who's 2 for 2, laid down a bunt, and then had a regular single to right, and then he was hit by a pitch. And this one nearly skids the front of his kneecaps there as it comes in for ball 1. Once again, the lone runner on is Kralik on third for the Governors. They lead 7-3. And ball 2. Governors' next hit will be hit number 10 of the game, if they can find one here in the bottom of the 6th. And down the third baseline and foul. Good for a strike. It's 2-1. Two-one delivery. Popped up. And that'll be out of play. And a strike. They got him. They got him struck out. They'll leave Kralik stranded on third, and we move now to the top of the 7th. And Bayport will have to score at least 4 runs to force the bottom half of the 7th. We're at an hour and 37 into the game, and coming up for Bayport, it will be batters 9, 1, and 2. Cruz, Dag, and Van Gus, pending changes when we return after this here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, new pitcher for the Governors is Aiden Rakowski. And I believe we have a new outfielder, too. Did I hear that correctly? If we do, he just turned around. I didn't catch his jersey number. Ball 1, the count here, to Jack Cruz. Batter 9 in the lineup. He's 1 for 2. Line drive out to Cooper Miller, his first at bat, and then he was able to find himself a single into left field on his most recent trip to the plate. Now he found himself up in the count 2-0 against the new Bismarck pitcher, Aiden Rakowski. 3 balls and no strikes. Top of the 7th, and Bayport has to score 4 to force this game to continue into the bottom half of the inning. Otherwise, it's going to be a Bismarck win for after we hit 3 outs here. And high, and I'll walk him, and that'll be ball 4. So Brady Dag is the batter now. 0 for 3.
Third baseman number 13, Brady Day.
Fly out to left, a ground out to short, and I'll pop out to third. Rakowski will take a look at Cruz on first. And he'll deliver it in for a ball, 1-0. So ball and a strike. Right back. Came about 3 inches from clearing the top of the netting and probably putting a hole in the window of the press box here. Two and two the count here to Brady Day. Ryan Van Gust is on deck here for Bayport. And we'll stay at 2 and 2 as he fouls that one away. And that'll be a strikeout. Out one is on the board, and Bayport's down to their final 2 outs with Ryan Van Gust coming to the plate now.
A fielder number 14, Ryan Van Gust.
He's 0 for 3. Fly out to left, a fly out to right, and a strikeout swing. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1 here, and he's down on the count 0-1. Tanner Kahn is on deck, and on base is Jack Cruz over at first. He'll take a peek at Cruz really quick. And deliver it. And a ground ball to second, and they'll get the lead runner. So Van Gust reaches on a fielder's choice as they get Cruz out at second.
Pitcher number 24, Tanner Kahn.
And now Tanner Kahn 1 for 3. Struck out swinging, a ground out to short, and a double into the gap in right center last time he was at the plate. That eventually led to the third run, that eventually led to, I think it was the third run. Maybe it was the second run. Can't remember if that was in the top of the 6th, top of the 5th, or top of the 6th. And a strike is called there. So 0-2 count here to Tanner Kahn, and now Bayport's down to their final strike. We'll see if Aiden Rakowski can close it out here on this pitch. And he can! He strikes him out looking. They strand one on base, and that concludes the ball game.
Here's your ball game. Totals on the board are correct as the Governors 1-1. Pool play here.
3 runs on 5 hits for Bayport. Need to give them one more hit. And your numbers for Bismarck are correct. 7 runs on 9 hits. They leave 9 on base. They commit no errors. While Bayport 3 runs on 5 hits. They commit 3 errors and leave 6 on base. Time of the game, 1 hour and 45 minutes. We're at 1:41 local time. The next game is set to start at 2:30. It'll be the Bismarck Governors taking on Bloomington Post 5:50, and we'll have that game for you here on MSPN Digital Television. Thanks for tuning in, and with that, the Bismarck Governors moved to 13-6 overall on the season, and they moved to 1-1 in pool play. They have now outscored their opponents 8-7. Bayport moves to 0-2. They have been outscored 12-5 in the 2 games played. So now the Bismarck Governors' next challenge is to see if they can get by Bloomington Post 550. If they can, and they can, let's see here. They would have to, if Bismarck can win the game against Bloomington and not allow Bloomington to, or they would have to win and score 6 runs or more, assuming that it's a shutout for Bloomington in the next game, because Bloomington's outscored their opponents 5-2, and the Governors have outscored their opponents 8-7. So Bismarck would have to score at least 5 to push the tiebreaker to a run scored, and then they would have to hold Bloomington to 0. So they have to outscore Bloomington by 6 runs or more with the final score to move into second place into pool play, if I did the mental math correctly there. So there you go. There's a little bit of a breakdown. We'll get into that a little bit more in the pregame show for the next game, which is starting at 2:30. So in about 30 minutes, we'll be on with the pregame show of that one here on MSPN Digital Television. Thanks so much for tuning in. Your final score one more time, the Bismarck Governors 7 and Bayport Post 491 3.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPN-DTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.